question was, is it alright to be selfish? Is it alright to be selfish? Clearly understand this. What you call as I, what you call as the self, selfish. The word self is important. What you call as the self, I, is two very distinct entities. Very distinct entities. One is what the brain thinks itself to be. The second is what you really are. So there are actually two selves. You may as well make a note of it. There are actually two selves. One, the false self centered in the brain. One is the false self centered in the brain. The other is a real self, which is intelligence. The other is a real self, which is intelligence. This false self borrows its identity from outside. So what does this false self say? This false I, what does it say? It says, I'm a Hindu, I'm an Indian, I'm a student, I'm an ITN. All identities borrowed from outside. In short, it says I am A. And A is something borrowed from outside. I am A and A is F time and space. A is F T X. Are you getting it? A is a function of time and space. Something. I am a son, I am a daughter. I am handsome, I am intelligent, whatsoever. Something coming from outside. That is the false self. I am Rajan, I am Narendra, I am Mohit. Something coming from the outside. An identity borrowed from the outside. That is the false self. Right? And this is, as we said, centered in the brain. Then there is the real self. And then there is the real self, which does not say I am A. It just says I am. It just says I am. It does not attach any object to itself. It does not attach any object to itself. It just says I am. And I will remain irrespective of any object. Are you getting it? So when you come to the word selfish, it depends. If you are referring to the false self, then being selfish will be quite problematic, because in the false self there is great insecurity, fear, violence and everything. Whereas if you mean the real self, when you say selfish, then being selfish is beautiful. Then being selfish is beautiful. So it totally depends on which self you are referring to. Most people live in which particular self? The first one, the brain-centered one. And hence selfishness is a dirty word. Are you getting it? Because the self itself is false. And when the self is false, selfishness would be false. But if the self is real, then selfishness is wonderful. No problems with it. Getting it?